Collected Tales of a Dublin Doctor. This podcast is a series of tales written by my father, Patrick Beaufin, and rediscovered in a file at the back of a press 30 years after his passing. No adults admitted unless accompanied by a child. One would be forgiven for finding difficulty in seeing what George Frederick Handel, composer, William Hogarth, painter and satirist, and Thomas Coram, retired sea captain, would have in common. Coram had been a shipwright and colonial pioneer. His mother died when he was 7 years old, and he had been shipped off to sea when he was 11 by his father, who had remarried. When he retired from sea to London, he was appalled by the conditions in the city. Newborn children were abandoned and left to die on dung heaps. He founded the Foundling Hospital in Bloomsbury to save these abandoned children, and after 17 years was given a royal charter in 1739. Among the first governors of the hospital was William Hogarth. His portrait of Coram hangs in the foundation headquarters in London. Through his influence, many of the important artists of the day put their work on display in the halls of the hospital. This made them realise the need for a permanent place for the display of their work and led to the foundation of the Dilettante Society and subsequently the Royal Academy. Another great benefactor was Handel. He gave a special performance of his Messiah in the chapel on an organ he had donated. He gave many recitals over the years, raising £7,000, equivalent to £250,000 today. In his will, he left to the hospital a fair copy of the Messiah, the Foundling Hospital version. He is remembered with a Handel concert every year on his birthday. The Foundling Hospital was built on land bought from the Earl of Salisbury, and the first 20 babies were admitted in 1741. The rules said that no child exceeding 2 months, nor such as has the evil leprosy, were admitted. Many were simply abandoned in baskets outside the gate. Those fostered children were cared for in the hospital up to their teens. The boys, probably due to Coram's influence, were trained for a life at sea. The girls, for domestic service. This continued well into this century. Records show that in 1941, the governors refused, probably on the grounds of age, to send a 14-year-old girl as a trained servant to a Mrs. W. Churchill at 10 Downing Street. It was remarkable that this foundation of abandoned, deprived, illiterate children was at the same time a fashionable, cultured centre for painting and music due to the generous influence of Hogarth and Handel. A contemporary newspaper wrote, "A visit to the Foundlings became the most fashionable morning lounge in the reign of George II. The foundation continued to expand, and in 1935, now with 600 orphans, moved to new premises in Berkhamsted with the legend, 'No adults admitted unless accompanied by a child.' Over the years, the focus of attention changed. Today, the foundation concerns itself with abused children, adoption of handicapped children, adolescents in care, and so forth. This year, the Coram Foundation, the oldest registered charity in the world, celebrates 250 years' existence. Is it not a sad commentary on our civilization that there is still a need for it?